Welcome back to Cool Clubs Reviews. Now, this one's going to get a lot of views and finalies and all the comments, but Taylormade Stealth 2, all the drivers, we're going to go through them one by one. We're just going to start with the standard version, Mark.
Right, this is the standard one.
What do you think?
You know, I'll tell you what, it's one of the best looking drivers I've ever seen. I mean, it's you know, everyone's kind of, it's a personal preference thing on what shape you like, but I really like this shape.
Yep.
Really clean looking.
And, I mean, Taylormade are world renowned for their marketing, right? The red face, like, nothing's going to stand out more on TV than that.
Yep.
The whole carbon story, we're already 2 years into this now almost.
Right.
So people know the drill. It's still got all the cool tech. So you got twist face, open toe, open toe, open heel as such to help get the ball back on target a bit better. Some definite changes to the bottom of the clubs here. They really raised this bottom.
Well, there's a lot more carbon in it now too. So there's way more carbon than the last model.
Yes.
That's a big part of it.
There's only almost no titanium, right?
Yeah, basically it's a face.
Yeah.
And then Callie's case is just a weight in the back, but this is pretty much all carbon, right? So they've got a weight in the back here.
This is not as adjustable. They got two semi-adjustable models,
This
in theory
adjustable. Is the one's a little more forgiving, right? It's got a little more spin.
Yep.
So it would work better at lower speeds for sure.
Yep.
Not as much adjustability, so you can't adjust it right and left, but it does have an adjustment that you can add weight to the heel here. This is the draw spot, by the way, so you make this heavier. Definitely wants to turn over more. It's a gear effect, so this wants to close like this.
And it might lower spin a little bit, humps the CG just up a hair more.
Right. And
this is the one, I mean, this is the perfect test for it, right? Most of the players that are going to go into a store, this is like a big range. They're probably going to average out around 100 mile an hour mark, somewhere like that. The better players are going to definitely push towards the plus, and then HD is going to be anything outside of that spectrum, basically.
Right. The HD is really designed to fix a hook or a slice rather, so that's a different animal entirely.
Yep.
But this is their bread and butter, right? This is the main one. It's not the tour version, not the plus. It's not the draw bias one. It's the one in the middle of the road.
Yep.
And it looks great, feels great. And the interesting thing on this stuff too is the carbon fiber face. To me, this sounds great. It's awesome.
I like it too.
I like it better than almost anything else.
Yeah. Sometimes I prefer hybrids and fairway woods to have like a little metal about them, a little tin.
Yeah.
But drivers, I'm just, I used to hot melt drivers back in the day to get this sound out.
I do that still. So
yeah.
That definitely quiets them down.
Yeah. Numbers wise, I mean, it's always tough to talk about drivers. We're looking at 3 different lofts within here.
Right.
Let's just pick some standouts, right? So ball speed, very good.
Really good on ball speed. Matter of fact, this is probably overall one of the hottest drivers we've tested.
Yeah.
Especially in the center, right? So it's very good for ball speed.
Yeah. And this is what we're looking at, for everyone, because I do get a lot of questions about this. The graphs that you're seeing are the 5-point graphs. This is the diamond shape across the center of the club. But when you're looking at the heel and toe rating, we have actually taken into account the 9-point test, and we're looking at the wider hits across the face.
Right.
So
it's pretty far off center.
Yes, it is far off center. And I mean, people will hit it there. I hit it there.
Sure, I hit it there. Well, store players don't hit it there, so they don't have any issue there.
No.
But,
well, that's the next thing to touch on. They would get some play with this. There's probably, I don't know what the split is, but it would be pretty close, I would say, on tour between this and the plus.
Sure. It depends on spin mostly.
Right, and what the workability is. This has got a great consistency rating, which is what a player's looking for.
Right. So that means basically the ball comes out the same sort of flight looking, same sort of spin rate. Even if you're right around the center, it spins the same, the flight looks the same, and tour players always talk about the window they want to see it in and how they want to see it.
Yeah.
And this is really good at that. So it's a very big important thing for tour players.
For sure.
Yeah, not so much for me when I hit it out here and over there, but I'm just happy to see it going straight.
That leads into these other numbers. It might not be the most forgiving out of the toe, the drivers of all the year, right? Like that is its downside, but. Other than that, it's like a mid-spinner, so you're going to be able to work this thing a little bit. It's not going to be doming out of the air on you at those lower speeds. It's going to hold its flight. Great consistency, great ball speed from the centre. So maybe all we do is talk about this in handicap range, and we just talk about poking it a little towards the better player.
Yeah, I would do that. And then also, from the test results we've seen, and we don't actually show a lot of the 110 mile an hour stuff too, is we did notice that the higher speeds, this works even better.
Yes.
So,
that's fair point.
Just to let people know.
Yeah, 2024, fingers crossed, we're going to have all that locked in, and we'll do some 110s for everything.
Exactly, yeah. But, not to say this doesn't work for lower speed, but definitely it starts edging its way up. As the speed goes up.
I mean, as much as I don't believe that Tour necessarily should drive sales, and Taylormade do hold a kind of a majority share on the better players on Tour, they play a lot of these drivers because they're designed around those guys, right? Centre hits, a high ball speed, not super forgiving, but great out of the middle, and that's what those guys do day in, day out.
Absolutely.
So, good fun driver, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I like this a lot.
Thanks, Mark.
See ya.